Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Today, our Thanksgiving coverage continues with a good one here, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Well, what a fun battle this should be. Washington and Dallas, traditional rivals, underway here on Thanksgiving Day. From his end zone is Byron Pringle. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Howell, first play, going to throw it. And his first pass is incomplete. Well, Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the Turkey Bowl tradition. You know, the families that go out and play and then come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. I remember reading about, the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. The only loss the Packers had in 1962, and they sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime kickoff for a touchdown to win a game on Thanksgiving Day. I remember so many different things happening, but how much fun is it each and every year to know that you've got football on Thanksgiving Day?
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Howell. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season opener opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
You look at this Cowboy defense. They were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got the lead guy running it pretty well, too.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And able to get this to the 31. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Second down and a run by Robinson. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Throwing here, Howell. That is caught. And he's going to have a Commander's 1st down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. Credit the tackle there to Jordan Lewis.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Second down and 6 now. They'll run again here with Robinson. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That play gets them 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. And McLaurin, the motion man right. Now the ball comes loose. It's picked up by the Cowboys. Opening drive fumble, and the 4 miscues that they had last week. 4 turnovers, Charles. So this is a bad trend.
And, Brandon, you and I both know that they didn't just ignore what happened last week. They focused on it, tried to get better. And when it happens here again in this game, the head coach is going to see that as a direct reflection on his message to the team, and it's not sinking in.
They'll begin on the ground here with Vaughn. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him, 15 big yards.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever's in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
On first down, they go back to Vaughn again. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The Cowboys at 500, sitting at 5-5. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Looking to throw. Prescott. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Vaughn on 1st and 10. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 3. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Staying on the ground with Vaughn. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. On 1st and 10, Prescott. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. CeeDee Lamb is intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. You talk about this Washington defense. They've been pretty solid against the pass, toward the middle of the pack, number 14 in the NFL.
And since this is such a good unit at covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
Second and 10. Up the middle, it's Vaughn. And fights through one man. And he's taken down inside the 30. 47 yards rushing so far, and this is just their first possession. And they've got a new set of downs here. Solid start here on their first drive. A little bit of run, a little bit of pass. Nice run there. Moving it methodically, keeping the defense on their toes.
Yeah, exactly right, because people think about a balanced attack, which is what we're seeing here with the runs and the passes, and only from the offense's perspective. But this really messes up a defensive coordinator's play calling. His rhythm is all out of whack because he can't load up against a run or a pass and try and get a big play.
It's caught left side by Cooks. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
But they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Pollard. No signal, and now they say he did not get in. He is stonewalled at the 1.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Vaughn is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked them back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
They'll send one of those 2 tight ends in motion. They'll look to run with Vaughn. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And the first play will be a field goal try from the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And this one is right through. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
From the end zone, here's Pringle. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they, almost to a man, told us how excited they are to be playing in this traditional Thanksgiving game. But we have to remember, this is a team that lost on Sunday. Now they get a very quick turnaround to play again. How difficult is that to do?
It's difficult under any normal circumstance when you're coming off of a loss and you have a quick turnaround. The first thing is to put the loss behind you and move forward. But when you plan on Thanksgiving Day, everyone's watching you. It's an added bonus, though, because now you put the loss behind you. Get that taste out of your mouth, because the taste you want is victory, turkey, and pumpkin pie.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different spots.
And he will go down, a Cowboys sack. Mozzie Smith, he fought through to record the sack. So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Ray to punt it away. Devontae Turpin deep for the Cowboys. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That's taken it around the 40. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. On play action, Prescott. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's second down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
From the 43, here's second down and 5. Running behind center with Vaughn. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack, and I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one, but occasionally the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly, maybe someone tipped it off, but on that play, it had no chance.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together. They've got a chance of coming out with a W.
They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
And this offense on third down today, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try to figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Taking it about the 36. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They are riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
On second down, here's the option. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Prescott now from the 50. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. All things considered, a pretty good kick. Just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck. And unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 55 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Well, it's kind of fitting. A couple days ago when we met with him, I said, what is it about your running game that's so effective? He said, I like to tag myself as elusive. He was pretty elusive right there.
And his teammates appreciate that because they know they don't have to hold their blocks for very long. As one of them told us, if I just breathe some bad breath on the guy in front of me, that's all I need to do, and he's gone.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Robinson with another carry. And he's got this pretty close to a 1st down at the Cowboys' 19-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
3rd and 2. Here's Howell. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Mozzie Smith, 1st-round pick there on the tackle.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
2nd down and 8. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are an extra point away now from moving out in front. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they came into play here off 2 straight victories. They're back to 500 on the year. But, Charles, is this little mini run coming too late to salvage their season?
Well, they definitely dug themselves a hole, and it leaves them needing to play almost perfect football from here on out. But I do believe they think that they've got this thing turned around, and they are capable of doing exactly that.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. His throw incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help, obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
On third down, it's Prescott. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down and then some. Give him 29 yards. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Cody Barton there to bring him down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Here's a 2nd and 8. Prescott to throw it. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. Running right, it's Pollard. And they will routing and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. And his kick is good. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive, capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the end zone, here's Pringle. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second and a couple.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And Howe will throw it. Taking a shot for Samuel. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll run with Gibson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. On first down, right back to Gibson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Second down and a yard. Howell now to throw it. That one downfield for Dotson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Howell. Oh, and that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
At their own 14-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Here's Prescott. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Chase Young make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to find Gallup here complete. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, got the safe completion on 3rd. On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. He'll take it at the 42. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll go again with Gibson. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game. I spy a couple of extra defensive backs on the field for Dallas.
Cowboys in the dime on 3rd. Now Howell. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
Well, that was a pretty good time for his first catch of the ball game, and it turned into a huge play as well. He's certainly not been a central part of this passing game so far in this one, but he made his presence felt there. A big pickup on 3rd down.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Samuel going to go in motion right. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. Oh, that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 66 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
They'll run with Gibson. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line.
That's a great run right there on 1st down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Gibson will score. Touchdown, Commanders.
Well, he's been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Now Joey Sly for the point after. And the lead is up to 5.
Makes the score. Commanders 14. Cowboys 9.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory,
The goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. To throw is Prescott. Flushed out right. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise them with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a first down. Gotta love that efficiency.
Here's a handoff to Vaughn. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
Here's 3rd and 3. Now Prescott. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown, and their last time out looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Uses the spin, and he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Make that now 2 runs in a row that have netted them great results.
And it doesn't matter what kind of blocking scheme they're using, gap scheme, power scheme, zone running. They are finding people in those gaps and moving them and creating nice space for their runners.
So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Gibson. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. 99 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Here's 2nd and 3. This time they'll throw it with Howell. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Here's Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Prescott now. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Dallas. Taken in at the 11. Shedding through the defense. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the 4th. From the 23, here's 2nd down at a yard. Howell, he'll look to throw it. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. The offense on third down, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Once more, Gibson.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 3. Gibson here running out of the gun. And this is going to be a Commander's first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here's a give to Gibson.
And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. There he goes again. Antonio Gibson.
Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson.
His 3rd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Commanders look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Yeah, the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield at man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays just like that one we saw there.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
They toss it down to Pollard.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
3rd and long for Prescott. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
He's letting it fly for Cooks. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Cowboys here unable to convert on fourth down.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. A handoff for Gibson.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there, and I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
Now a 2nd and 6. Gibson again.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Brendan, every great running backs coach that I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A give running right, Gibson.
And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for 3rd down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Gibson again. But he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line.
It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now.
From the right hash here, should be an easy one.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So an important one there as they widen their lead in this 4th quarter.
All right, partner, help me out with the math here. Make sure I am on point because the way I see it, the other guys still need 2 touchdowns, but in addition, a 2-point conversion. So this is all about them playing perfect football from here on out.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Prescott from the gun.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Play action now, Prescott. This is caught. It's Cooks. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40.
So they'll fake the jet sweep, and now off play action, it's Prescott. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Here's 2nd and 10.
And again, it's Prescott.
That's dumped off to Pollard.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Desperation time here. Lance.
And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down.
And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? Advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down, where they've got 95% chance of winning
it?
it?
I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
Drop for a loss there on a nice effort by Osa Odighizuwa.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Don't worry.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a first down.
At their own 20-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. They'll begin on the ground here with Vaughn.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You can go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Prescott.
He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense has been so stingy all game long. No reason to think it's suddenly going to open up now. They took their shot, but this, like many others, falls incomplete.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Now Dak.
And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Well, it's pretty difficult to sum it up offense in a 2-minute drill when your guys have struggled to put points on the board all afternoon. There's an incompletion right there.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th.
He's got his target. That's complete.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how